Welcome back to the Unadvisable, where we try to help others and we can't even help ourselves. Did I clip there?
Not
I
on
want to
mine.
know. I want to know. Okay.
A little bit on this. Okay, I think that
This
might be.
episode is brought to you by Taylor Swift's new album, Folklore. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, but this is episode 13.
Ooh.
Episode 13.
That goes along with our
my
topics.
Gosh. Well, 13
Ooh.
is Taylor Swift's number, isn't it?
I don't know.
Isn't that her favorite number?
I don't know, but
Heck,
isn't
guys,
it like
I'm
Friday the
I'm not
Thir-
like a huge Taylor Swift fan, but I'm pretty sure that she has like tattoos of that and stuff.
But I think what Mitch meant to say though is because we're talking about some
That's gonna
sort of
Ooh,
supernatural
happy
/
Halloween.
interesting
13
topics.
is Taylor Swift's lucky number. We didn't even know that until
Oh,
we started
hell yeah.
recording.
Oh my gosh.
But
the
anyways,
stars
quick
aligned.
preview. We just wanted to talk about her album because I think it's a great piece of art. Taylor Swift is a little hit or miss for me sometimes, but this one is a hit. It was grand. It was fabulous.
Indie vibes.
Indie
all over.
vibes, and that's kind of my vibe right now. So we're gonna just like talk, like do a quick little review of that real quick.
Do you have
Mitch and I?
like your top 3 favorite songs?
Yes. Quick. I want to
sorry.
I want to preview what we're going to talk about though. Gleb has this interesting thing, and I've just barely tried to understand it. What is it called?
Okay, so
Don't fully explain it. Just
Mitch,
a
you're on
preview.
the wrong camera.
Oh, I pressed 4 and not 3. Whoops.
Get off TikTok. You're on your
No,
phone.
I was turning off my sound to make sure it wouldn't go off, and I was looking at the album to make sure I could remember the songs.
Okay, so I was browsing Reddit and I came across an interesting topic. Please silence your phone, Caitlin.
It
And
was
that
so
topic
stupid.
is called the liminal effect.
Which I have never heard of, but we're going to talk about what that means in a little bit, and then I'm going to go off of is it Mandela?
Mandela.
Mandela.
The Mandela,
The Mandela
effect.
effect. I don't know how to say words, and that so it kind of related to that. And like 13 is like a weird number, and then it just happened to be Taylor
Our
Swift's
13th
lucky number,
episode,
too.
and apparently T
Yeah, so that's
Swift's
kind
lucky
of weird.
number.
That's kind of weird. It's not Friday the 13th. It's Thursday the 30th. Yes, July 30th. So, anyways, let's talk a quick bit about. Oh yeah, we're also going to talk about Canon and Sony in a quick text segment if we get to it. But Mitch,
Hi.
top 3 songs on Folklore. Gleb hasn't fully listened to it, but he can chime in when needed.
In this order. Invisible String, August, and Exile.
Exile's my number 1 hashtag.
I
Number
want to
1.
listen to one song. I think it was a Cardigan.
Cardigan's good.
Cardigan's
So
probably.
Okay.
I get actually.
I watched the music video
I
and
need to think about this.
I don't mind T Swift songs. I think they're a lot of fun, and I do listen to them once in a
love
while.
T-Swift.
I know
What do
I
you
love
mean?
T
We
Swift.
jam out all the time. You know who loves T Swift that I didn't think would ever happen? Logan.
Logan Malin.
Yeah.
Oh,
Isn't that
nice.
so funny?
Yeah.
I
Forgot
never
about
would've
him.
picked him as a Taylor Swift fan. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hi Logan, come join us on the podcast.
Wonder what he's doing these days.
But I've always loved her music videos on YouTube.
They're good.
They're always like pretty creative and fun.
Yeah, that's true.
I enjoy watching
Taylor
them.
Swift, to me, like, I had mixed feelings about her, like, in the past because I didn't always think that she was a great singer. I've always believed that she's an amazing songwriter, though, and that's what makes this album so freaking good is her songwriting. And the one song that I love is with Bon Iver or Bon Iver, however you want to say
Bon
it.
Iver.
It's how you say it,
I
right?
don't know how to say it.
It's French or something. My friend Kenny, which I know is not watching this, he's like really big fans of them, and he got me really into them. And yes, but they are on the song. Well, the one of the singers is on there. It's on Exile, which is my favorite song. And the moment that album was released, it's the first song I clicked on, and I nerded out and geeked out so hard. And Mitch was the only person I was talking to
Yeah, that was
about
fun.
it. It was fun. And then I was just like, man, I wish I had someone I could nerd out to with myself in person. But Mitch and I were having a good time. But anyways, my
Ooh.
top 3 songs. Exile's number 1. I really like the one. I don't know why. I think I like the lyrics of that one. And then the third one, I don't know. I like a lot of them, so it's kind of hard for me. I think I like August as well. I like August. But
Yeah.
honestly, the whole album, like, it just has a vibe that has kind of been my mood this whole year, and it's kind of just what we all needed, in my opinion.
Yeah, something good came out
Like,
of
you know what I
2020.
mean? Like, it was just, I don't know. I'm grateful that Taylor Swift was locked away with her art, and she just created this and sent it to us, and it was like, thank you, dear Taylor God, thank you. That's all. Do you have anything else to say about
No, I just
that?
wanted to talk
We
about
just
it.
wanted to honor the album, and
Yes.
it is sponsoring our show without any money. But
I
in
really
in
liked
our
that it
thoughts.
wasn't a pop album too.
Yeah.
It was like way different from
But
It was
any other
good.
stuff.
one thing I will respect about Taylor Swift is she tries different things and she doesn't care.
Yeah.
Like, I have, like, there's some albums I really love, and there's some that I did not like Reputation. There's a couple songs that I can listen to.
I loved it.
Didn't like that album.
Hit Me Up, Reputation.
Yeah, I didn't like it. But it's fine. She's a talented human, and I'm grateful that she's alive. So, anyways, let's move on to this weird, like, it's not really, yours isn't really conspiracy.
It's not a conspiracy. It's just a phenomenon.
And it's I barely just understood
just-
it, so I may not be fully relevant with what I'm talking about. But Gleb, just give us an explanation. You
Are
can
we
even
going
read
down the rabbit hole now?
read the
Okay.
definition, whatever. Tell us what it
I
is.
will
Yes.
tell you what it is, and I will give you like a basic example. Then we all share our stories about our liminal space.
Ooh. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Okay, so I came across this article or this Reddit thread that discussed like all these weird types of phenomenon, and this is the one that stood out to me. It's called the liminal effect or liminal space, and what it is like a space in between spaces. So I'll use an example because I feel like this is the best way to explain it. So picture you're driving home from like a neighboring town on a lone dark highway at night, and you stop at a gas station. This gas station is almost like a midway point between where you started and where you need to be. And everything is fine. And you know everything is fine. But you still have this eerie feeling that something is slightly off. Like something is slightly out of place. Like something is slightly out of place, but you don't notice anything. You don't see anything that's out of place. That's a liminal space. It's like a space in between two spaces. It's neither your origin nor your destination. It's something in
And
between.
see, I understand that, but I was having a hard time relating it to something within my life. I do understand like the gas station or like rest stop thing. I understand that feeling. Mitch, what you were saying something about New York. What were you saying?
Yeah, so like the subway stations could be considered that.
Just
or
like
like
a
Subway stations,
midpoint
gas
a
stations,
midpoint. Yeah.
a local convenience store.
Go
It can
deep-
be whether you're on the drive. It
Go
can be whether you're
deeper then.
walking home.
And you just get like a feeling that
You just got
something's
this.
kind of like,
You just got
"What's
this
this? Like,
eerie
what am I?"
feeling that something is off. You can't place what it is, but something isn't right. Now, there's a bit in the article that I read, and I read a couple of other articles that kind of delve deeper into more like
Ooh, yeah.
paranormal and supernatural stuff in this,
I
which
like
I will
that.
touch in a second. But I first want to hear some examples that you guys might have of your liminal effect,
Well, he just
or
said
liminal
subways.
space.
Well, there
Oh.
was one time, I don't know, it was probably 1 a.m. on like a Saturday when I was going back to my apartment, but there was like.
And this was in New York, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember what street I was on, but I was downtown and I was coming back. And usually when the subway passes through, like you can see one of the drivers like in the window. It's pretty obvious. One time I didn't see the driver, and I got on the subway. That's it. That's all I remember. It was creepy though.
Okay,
Subway in New
okay.
York at 1 a.m.
Was that your
Yeah.
final destination, or was that
No,
where you
that,
started?
That was the midpoint.
Or was that the midpoint?
That was the
See,
midpoint.
there's always like it's this weird feeling that something is off. Did you feel like something was off, other than not seeing the driver?
Yeah.
Did you feel eerie? Was it too
It was
quiet?
just creepy because it was 1 a.m. and no one was on the platform with me.
Exactly.
No one
That's
was on
exactly
the platform
it.
with me.
So, and I feel like you guys mentioned that Price was my liminal space. That is not my liminal space. That's always my destination. I will tell you that. That is
No, but
home.
we mean Price is just creepy. Isn't
Price
like
is
a
It
liminal.
can
Price is a
be.
liminal space
Like
in
the
general.
gas station there is probably creepy.
There's like
It's the halfway point
four.
between
the
here and
Subway
Moab.
there is probably
There's
creepy.
not a Subway.
The Arby's. What was down there? Pizza Hut.
Oh, like restaurants?
They don't have restaurants.
No, are you talking? I thought you meant like a
Price?
Subway, like in New York. I was like, there's not a Subway in Price.
In Price, I'm talking about Price.
To me, it may be creepy to some people, but like to me, I could walk around this. I do this actually. I could walk home at 2 a.m. in Price and feel fine. So
I could do that in New
Just
York.
apparently
and
according
most
to-
of the time, I felt fine. Actually, like 99%.
But I
of the
do
time.
understand, like, so I could relate something like that. Like if I was walking home late at night or something, and I was halfway there, and I just like felt like a weird like.
Like a cow.
But
was
I also
watching you.
feel like that's me being a girl. Like, is someone following me, and I'm going to get
that's
murdered?
valid.
So there's that. But then like I've also been on like road trips where I stop and it's kind of late at night, and you're just kind of like, meh. I don't know. This is kind of hard to explain, but I understand what it is. I know you have an example.
I do have an example.
Tell us that.
Okay, so as these guys know, and I'm sure our future audiences will know, or the 14 people that watch this podcast already know.
20 now.
20. Ooh, man, we're making progress. Get off TikTok.
He has a
Pay
problem.
attention. You're addicted.
He has a major
I have
TikTok
a
problem.
following.
Yeah,
Oh
he
my
does,
God.
but he has a problem.
7K, here we
Put
come.
his phone down.
Anyways.
Okay, so in Russia, I spent a lot of my time when I was a kid in the village, usually during summer break, when school was done, you know, from was it May to September, basically 3 months in the village. It's a very rural place. Few people live there, and I had a lot of family that lived there. So I would always go and hang out with my cousins who lived pretty much, you know, just down the street, maybe like 5-10 minute walk. Super short walk, felt much longer when I was a little kid. And I'd hang out there till it would get dark, you know, the sun goes down, and I would walk home. And this was the pretty much the halfway point. There was this huge thicket full of trees, and when it got dark, you can't see into the trees. It was a
like
very thick thicket.
I don't like it.
And what made it even creepier is that there was an abandoned well at the bottom of this thicket. It was like on a slopey hill. And these super tall trees, you can barely see the branches on top. There was always crows nesting up on the top.
No.
And they would be making
Absolutely not.
their swishy sound or the crow sounds. And you know, you can hear them like flying in between different trees. But every time I walked past that spot, I got this eerie feeling that something's just not right. Like something in that thicket was like eyeballing me
Ew.
or watching me, or something is going on. And I would always like pick up my pace right around that
I
point.
don't like it.
Oh,
It's the
I
Russian
just thought of
witch.
some.
Ooh, I'm getting chills.
Perfect.
That's my AC. Calm down. This is why I love watching scary movies, and I'll watch scary movies by myself. I love it. I love like the adrenaline where it's like, ooh.
No, I just
Okay,
am
so-
jumpy ever since the earthquake. Actually, not. I was
Don't-
before.
Don't get us started
Anyways.
again.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, so this thicket, it's no longer around, so it's easier to see like, you know, the hill that it sits on. But when I was little, every time I walk past it, you just get this super eerie feeling that something is off, that something is watching you, or something
A
you're,
Russian witch.
or you're being watched out of that thicket, and you can't see into it. But I always felt like something, whatever could be watching me, could see me clear as day. At one point, I got like so like nervous about it. I actually just like found this massive stick, and I just like carried it with me because it was
Old
just
cunt.
super
Do you ever
eerie.
feel something on the back of your neck, like your hair?
Yeah, yeah. I would get chills.
So
I would get
I
chills
also
walking
need
past
to
that spot.
relate exactly to that.
Okay.
And it's every time, and I don't know if it's just because of like from my childhood or whatever, but every time I go to Price, my room is in the basement. And my basement's kind of creepy, I guess.
Give
sometimes.
us a visual.
It's not really creepy, I guess. I just was always scared down there as
Give
a
us a
kid.
visual. Was it like a finished basement or
It's
like half finished?
It's finished, but it's like old. You know, it's fine.
When was it built?
My house is
Yeah.
old. Like, I don't
Like
know.
on Indian burial grounds
I
old?
feel like no.
Like in the 80s?
I don't know. My parents bought it probably in the 80s.
Okay, so definitely Indian burial.
I actually
material.
don't know when they bought it, but it's like old. Like it was built like in probably older times.
Okay.
Anyways, it's fine. But so every time I come home, day or night, does not matter what time it is, I go down the stairs and I have to run to my room.
No, you still do that?
I still do
Girl.
it. It scares me down there, and my roommate will tell you the same thing. There's like I think honestly kind of think it's haunted, but like I get so scared, and then the second I'm in my room, I'm fine. Like it doesn't. I
don't like
It's
that.
like my safe space, but it's like I'm fine at the top of the stairs, but the second I start going down the stairs, I have to run. Like
It's your
dude,
liminal
it's just-
space.
It's honestly
It's
I'm
the
scared to
space in
this day.
between spaces.
Yeah, but I've always been scared of my basement ever since I was a kid. Like it's just I don't know if that's like.
Well, it's brave of you to
But I
sleep
feel
down
like
there.
that's also like something kids have. Like they're scared of the basement. You know, that's
Yeah.
a normal thing.
Yeah.
I was never scared of my basement.
I don't know. I'm scared of mine still. So
I'm sure there was somebody's basement I was scared of. Wait, I was scared of my parents' giant house that they built. That was a creepy house because it was so big
yeah.
and it was out in the middle of the country. So like you would like hear random noises. You'd be like,
Ooh, yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah, but no, that when you explained your Russia story, that clicked in my head that's what it is. Like,
Do you have
it
any?
just is not okay until I'm in my room and the door's shut. Like,
See, you just have this eerie feeling
I
that
wanna go to
something
your house
is
now and
not
feel the vibes.
right.
yeah. Well, it's more, but I'm usually fine. Like, my dad is down there a lot because he like watches TV and stuff. So like when he's down there, I'm usually fine. But like when I'm by myself or like at
Are
night,
you wearing a moon shirt?
yes,
You're wearing a moon shirt. I just noticed that.
I've had this shirt for a long time.
What appropriate.
I just
You're wearing
found
all
it.
black in summer. Are we ready for Halloween? I'm sorry.
I am so ready. Off topic.
no, no,
Anyways,
no,
is there
no.
more you wanted to like?
No, that was
explain
my
on that?
story, and I
Okay.
liked your story.
I
You
want-
have any other stories, Mitch?
No, I just like getting scared. You should put the ghost
Oh.
TikTok filter on in your basement the next
Uh-uh.
time you go in there. Yeah.
No, I don't want to know.
It shows you like white specters
honestly,
that come up.
This is gonna kind of go into my next topic, but like the whole like TikTok is showing us some things that I should not. I don't know. Like,
Oh my gosh, what are you
is that
talking
real?
about? What
Does
kind
it
of
work? Why
TikToks
are
do
they
you
just
watch?
putting a gift? Do you ever seen the ghost ones?
No.
I'll send
There's
you
like a
them.
filter, but it's like, why would they just give that to us? Does it actually work? Is it just picking up colors?
No, because ghosts aren't
Like,
real.
I think they're real. I 100% believe in like an energy or something. That is
Sure.
that. Anyways, but that's what I wanted to move on to next. Like TikTok is kind of put me down a rabbit hole. I don't know if I'm just on like a weird side. I see a lot of stuff.
Go.
I see plants. I see crystals. I'm on like witch talk and stuff.
Oh, I get
Oh,
those on
boy.
notification too.
No, I'm like it's like
I-
all mine is right now, and I think it's just because of my plant
I
thing
love
that
it.
and my crystals
love
that I got
it.
going on. But so I'm on that, and then like there's a lot of like stuff talking about like we're in a simulation, and like I don't know what, like I'm not saying I believe that. I'm just saying there's a lot of people talking about it. And one other thing is the Mandela effect, and this can either just be seen as like something in our brains, or it can also be that it's proof that we're living in like an alternate universe or something like that. That's what some people believe. And if you don't know what that is, I'll just kind of like read a sentence of a definition because I'm not good with words. It is, let me see, hold on. Talking to fill the gaps while I read this. Basically remembering something that doesn't match with historical records. So like, do you have an example of this?
No, but this is just because people have like bad memories, so they make up something to fill.
It's true,
but it's
like,
wrong.
and that could be it, but there are people who believe that it's because of an
I have an
alternate universe.
example.
Okay, tell me.
So they did a study with kids that grew up in New York during 9/11, and they interviewed them and could trace where they were at. And all these kids thought they saw the buildings getting crashed into, but they didn't. They were like in New Jersey on the other side of the river, like had no view of where, like they would have never seen it. But in their memory, they thought they had.
I think that's a very good example.
And they have studies that are like, no, you definitely didn't see it. And the people are like sitting there with
Well,
wow, that blows my
That's
mind.
fine. Me and my friends talked about this. My friend Eric tagged us in a picture of Hypnotic. It's the alcohol. Have you ever seen it?
Mm-mm.
But we swore that there was a Y, like HYP, Nautic, whatever.
Like hypnotic.
And there's not. And we used to drink that in high school. I didn't. Just kidding. Anyway.
Doris!
Oh shit.
Well, no, but it was like a thing that a lot of people bought it in high school.
Yeah.
But I swore that there was a Y. And there's not. I don't care. I'm 25.
You just got
I don't,
so caught. That's
I don't
hilarious.
care. Listen, no, I will put myself out there. I was not one of my friends to get in trouble. I was a good child until after high school is when I started hanging out with my drinking friends.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
I
just
hope her friends watch this.
Yeah.
No, they know who they are.
Doris
You
will
know
watch
who you
this.
are. She can watch. She knows. She caught me one time. It's fine.
Ooh.
But,
Anywho.
anyways, an example that I'm just like looking through this thread of things. Pikachu's tail. This is kind of weird to me. Wasn't
Wait,
there a black...
I know Pokemon, so hit me with that question.
Does Pikachu have a black spot on his tail?
No, he never did.
He never did. Okay, well that's good then because I always thought he did.
No. It wasn't black, but he did have a brown. There was a brown one on his tail.
On the end of
On
it?
the end, it was brown. And then they updated it probably in like 2011.
So it's the update.
So that's just an updated version.
Okay, well see, these are things like
But it was
I'm
never
not
black.
sure. Okay, because I don't know that. I mean, I watched Pokemon, but I...
Pokemon.
And then Febreze doesn't have 2 E's in it.
Yes, it does.
This is saying it doesn't.
Wait, F-R-E-E. Wait, how do you spell it?
F-R-E-B-E-E.
Z.
What?
E.
F-E-B-R.
Wait, are there 4 E's?
No, F-E-B-R-E-E-Z-E. Or just E-Z-E.
No, the first one.
Yeah, well, that's not what, according to this, that's not what it is.
Another one, and I
Unless
saw.
they update it. See, that's
I
where
also have a terrible memory. You both can attest.
Yeah, he does.
Thank you.
And then Looney Tunes.
2 O's.
How was no? See, and they're saying it's not. They're saying it's spelled just with TUNES.
No, that's just some nice Photoshop.
The one example I did see of that is from Star Wars, and people, commonly go, "Luke, I am your father."
Yeah.
But the line actually goes, "No, I am your father."
I am your father. Hire me
And that's a
first.
common one. I think I might have been reading the same article that Caitlin's looking at right now.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
a
mean,
really
I don't know
common.
how accurate this is because I literally just clicked on the first thing to get some examples of it. But like, that's just the thing. But it's also just tying into like if you believe like on that extended version of it being in an alternate universe or whatever, and there's a glitch in the system, it means that like it was this way once, and then there was a glitch and it changed, and
So
there's
it's like
no
an alternate
But then
memory.
there's no evidence because it glitched, so we remember it, but it's not
Oh,
actually
shit.
in history. Does that make sense?
It
Like you
does
can't
make
go
sense.
look it up, but you remember it because it was that way once, but there was a glitch in the system.
No,
And here we
I
are.
don't
It's like
buy
happened.
it.
It leaked out of an alternate universe.
Yeah, it's
I
a
don't buy it.
conspiracy.
Okay.
I don't know what's true. I'm just saying this is what
Okay, so
TikTok
here's
is
the
teaching.
thing. Here's the thing. Going back to the liminal effect, or the liminal space. So after I read a few more articles about it, just out of curiosity, so some of them mention that, despite it being just like this weird eerie feeling you get, a couple of them are trying to explain that eerie feeling. It said it could be like an alternate universe, an alternate dimension,
I'm more on that.
leaking into
I-
ours.
I feel
like
it.
leaking into ours. That's why you feel something is out of place, and that's why it's called a liminal space, because like it's in between not only like your physical destinations, but it's also like a space in between realities where like different realities are intersecting with one another.
I like
Like,
that.
I don't know if I really believe in all that stuff, but it was just kind of cool, an interesting thing to talk about and to think about how, despite it being like a physical space in our reality, other realities are intersecting in that same point.
This is hurting my
So
brain.
you
now.
could
No, I
be
get that
interacting with
completely.
other travelers who are also feeling the same feeling, but you would never know.
I am a big believer that there is like a lot of different energies that we do not fully understand or are aware of. Like you can call me crazy, but I
I'm
believe.
gonna call
I
you
believe in.
spending too much time on which TikTok is
No,
what
I've always been like that though. I've always believed that there are energies. I don't know if they're ghosts. I don't know what they are, but I believe that there are energies all over, and that's like an example of that, like of when they like leak through.
different
or whatever.
energy,
And I
different
understand that there
universe.
is an energy in my basement. I don't know
Different
what it is, but I
reality
don't like it.
leaks
So.
in
Is
your
that ghost
basement.
TikTok filter?
Well, and the thing is, it could be a ghost, whatever. I believe in ghosts, 100%. I believe in spirits and things and
Spirits and
evil
energies
energies, which
and
I don't like that idea, but like.
Voodoo and that's all I have.
Crystals.
Oh, we got
And crystals.
Oh,
we,
yeah.
we need to do a crystal podcast.
I
one
will
day.
say though, I have had the hardest time. This is just like a random thing, but like I've had the hardest time sleeping lately because I wake up in the middle of the night and I feel like someone's watching
Me.
and I
Me.
I hate that. Like
oh, not someone watching me. I just don't sleep.
well, you have problems.
Thank you.
But I think half of the reason is because I haven't been going to the gym and like going crazy as much as I used to
Not
because
wearing yourself out.
I'm just nervous about the coronavirus a little bit until like numbers just like flatten out. I'm just letting you know that I haven't been running like I do. I used to run a lot for like 2 weeks. But anyways, I've just been waking up in the middle of the night and I've been feeling like there's like something watching me and I hate that feeling. Do you ever get that feeling? Like fix it. I saged my room the other day because of it.
No,
I've
I
had
don't.
terrible dreams lately.
See, what are these things? Anyways, we can move on from the conspiracies. And is there anything else you wanted to add from these things?
I think that was all I had. I just thought it was a really interesting
okay.
thought and topic, so I decided to bring it up because
That's good. And I
Yeah,
will
that's good.
generally
pitch-
I'm very skeptical about literally everything imaginable. So
see, Gleb is the
Which
worst.
is why I love it.
Gleb is the worst of this,
And
and
she's
I'm
the
very
opposite.
and I
She's
believe
the
I
exact
also love
opposite.
it.
So
I
I will
love
question
both.
everything she says. So this
Well,
is
I
a
tried to take him to
different
the murder
experience.
house in Bountiful that's like right down the street, and
Ooh,
he
yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
I felt a strong, scary energy there. It was on Halloween.
It was just an
and he
abandoned
was
house
No,
full
say
of
whose
weeds.
house it was or who was
Oh yeah,
that-
Ted
who had
Bundy
been there.
killed people there
Well,
apparently.
no, I don't know if that's true. I feel like Ghost Adventures used that as a
as a ploy.
ploy to get people to watch.
Probably.
But I do believe that something sketchy has happened in that house.
Some witch TikTok.
Like if you watch the episode, it's like devil worshipping and stuff. So, yeah, it wasn't. But it's sketchy, and I drive past it every day and get a weird feeling. Anyway, so there's that.
What if it's a liminal space?
It could be. It could be.
What if they're the same thing?
possibly. I want to put it out to the listeners. I don't know what camera we're on. Am I on my camera?
No. Go.
Or now.
Have you had
So smooth.
have you had an example of what Gleb's been referencing, or even the Mandela effect or something
I
like
wanna
that?
read the
I want to like
comments.
comment and like give us an example of something that you've experienced like that, or when you just feel a weird energy. You don't have to believe in all the stuff I'm talking
Tell us about
about
your creepy
but
basement.
Tell us about
Yes.
all your creepy places you've been to.
I had something I was gonna
and
say.
your wells and your creepy Russian wells.
Creepy
that made me
Russian
think
wells.
of The Ring.
Ooh, I hate that movie. That
I
one
love that
traumatized
movie.
me.
I've
as
never
a
seen
kid.
it.
That one didn't.
Signs, signs actually.
Ooh, Signs was creepy too.
Anyways,
one's-
I want to go home and watch a scary movie now because I live for that,
Happy
and
Halloween.
I want October and
That's the
fall.
first time I got excited.
I want fall because it's freaking hot outside.
Yeah, it's so hot. This
One
is
more
like
month.
a side tangent, but Mitch loves summer, and
July
I do
30th.
not understand why you love summer so much. Like, it's fun for like
It's
adventures.
because I hate the cold.
I was
Yeah,
in
but,
St.
like,
George yesterday. It was
summer is
118 degrees. That's pure death.
This is like I walk outside and
hell.
I get sunburned.
You get sunburned like if you look at a light bulb too long.
Hey, don't come at us. I love
But
summer.
anyways, I just hate the heat.
It's
like,
because I have so many good memories of summer growing up.
And I
like, all of them
agree.
are so positive that I just love it.
I feel like, I mean, summer's definitely changed for me because when I was a kid, I could go into the backyard and jump on the tramp with a sprinkler underneath it, and that was a great summer day. I didn't have to work. But now I go outside going to work or something, and I'm hot and I'm angry, and I hate it, and I just want it to be spring and
I
fall.
want
I'm glad Caitlin and I are on the same page on something because we both hate heat.
I just hate the heat. That's really what it is.
If it was like 85 outside,
But
I'd
if
be
I like
fine.
had a pool in my backyard or something, I'd probably like it.
And you probably wouldn't use it as much as you think.
Nope.
I don't know. I've never lived that life because I've not have money.
I'm not having money either.
had money.
Anyways, so
That concludes our conspiracy weird
Conspiracy.
phenomenon
Yeah, comment, let
part
us
of this
know
episode.
what you feel. I had
yeah.
something else I was going to
I'm
say, and it
s-
will come to me after we're done filming this.
Okay,
We'll
come
and
back to
now
these
it's time
topics
to move on to our weekly
September.
tech news because we were all excited because Sony and Canon both announced their 2 new cameras. Canon announced, 3 cameras. Sony just announced 1. Canon announced their R5 and R6, which are promising a lot of stuff, but there's been a bit of controversy.
Uh-oh.
And Sony just the other day announced their Sony A7S III, which people or A7S4.
Three. It's three.
A7S3 that people have been waiting for the past like 5 years. They're low light, 12
It's
megapixel,
so sexy.
super low light, high sensitivity monster. Great low light performance, 4K up to 120 frames per second. That is good. Full frame, full
I do want to
sensor
say,
readout.
when I was first researching cameras, the camera of my dreams was the A7S because of the low light. But I
And
ended
the
up
low light on that is phenomenal.
Yes, and that was at first like what I wanted. I wanted something that could see in the dark, and then I like kind of got down the rabbit hole a little bit more, and I was like, practicality. That word came out weird.
You said it perfectly.
But it just came down to me getting something that was a little bit more efficient. After like that, this was what 3 years ago. Whenever,
like
so
that.
things have changed. But I got the GH5 obviously for budget and just it worked better. But I will say that's the A7S was my camera when I was first researching.
The
It was the one I wanted.
A7S is phenomenal if you just want to do video. Though.
Yes.
If you want to do stills, 12 megapixels, sure, it'll get you a whole lot of sensitivity in low light, but it's just a pretty small image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for some people that might not matter if they want to
Yeah,
take a
that's
couple of
true.
pictures here and there. But if you're a hybrid shooter, if you take plenty of pictures and do video, then 12 megapixels just isn't quite enough.
And for me, I'm not like going to upgrade immediately. I am thinking about it. I'm going to save and see where I'm at after I get my rainy day fund kind of built up. But I want something like I love my GH5, and for video, it really doesn't ever do me wrong other than the low light for obvious reasons. But I really want to have more confidence in my photography because when people ask me to take pictures, I'm just like, yeah, I can. Like, but I know that it's not a full frame, 5D Mark IV or whatever,
Yeah.
It's not going to be a major photo camera. And I want to be able to offer that to people if they ask. It's not something I'm wanting to like market really hard, but I just feel insecure about my pictures on my GH5 because I know I can do so much better, and especially in low light. So that's my reasoning. But the issue at hand here is the overheating that we
Yep.
heard. But there is
Ooh,
controversy
yeah.
because some people are saying the R5 is really bad at overheating, and now some people are saying the Sony is. It's like kind of like
So
you
here's
don't
the
know.
thing. So real quick, the specs on the R5 and the R6. The R5 is the more expensive model, 45 megapixel sensor, 12 frames per second, still
baby.
shooting. Canon's fantastic dual pixel autofocus and tracking system, which has been phenomenal in their new cameras.
Preach.
But the big thing is that you can do 8K video up to 30 frames per second.
Which, in all honesty, I will not use that.
It'll
but
kill your
A lot of-
every time.
Will
Just
not use
crash
that.
it.
But
I mean, and that's a lot of information, which is awesome. And it can do 4K up to 120 frames per second and
Ooh,
lots
I'm
of
excited about
really
that.
cool stuff. But the big issue they had was overheating, and this is the same for the Canon R6 as well. It's not as big of a sensor, only 20 megapixels. It can do only 4K. It doesn't do 8K, but it can do 4K up to 60 frames per second. And both of those cameras have had a lot of overheating issues, where basically you'd be able to shoot a video for maybe about 25 minutes before the camera shuts off because it's generating too much heat. And then the big thing is, though, like, cameras generate heat and they can overheat. However, with Canon, it has a cooldown period, and each time it hits that limit, that thermal limit, it has a longer and longer cooldown period, which has significant implications if you're always trying to shoot stuff. If you're shooting an event, you can't have that downtime of your camera sitting there waiting to cool off before it can shoot again.
yes.
And that's where the problem came
And in a lot of cases, I will say you're not filming like 30 minutes at a time. In a lot of cases, but it does happen. My weddings, they can go 30, 40 minutes. Like they're usually shorter than that, but I've had 45-minute weddings before, and that just is like terror. Like I cannot trust that. And that's another reason I didn't go with Sony as well when I was first picking my camera, is because there were also overheating issues on the A6500 and stuff like that, which is like, no, we can't have that risk. And I film interviews sometimes that go 35 minutes long.
Yep.
You can't risk that in professional settings. That is terrifying. Like
So
you
unacceptable.
cannot
A
do
lot of
that.
times, we are used to having like that 30-minute limit that a lot of cameras
Yes, I'm
have,
not
other than
anymore.
the GH5. But most cameras have a 30-minute limit because of some weird European tax thing. That's why. But like as soon as it stops, you can just hit record again, and
Yeah.
it's still going.
But
the
Canon
problem
can't.
with the Canon cameras that everyone says is that once they reach that thermal limit, you have to give them time to cool off, and they can't record for as much until they're fully cool, which could be a problem for anyone. If you're vlogging, you're shooting interviews, events, even if you're constantly like pausing or stopping recording and starting it going, it doesn't reset the timer necessarily because it still builds up that heat.
Well, the only people that are going to be using it are professionals that are in this
Yeah, no,
field,
exactly.
because the camera's so expensive, so
Yeah.
it's going to hurt them.
It
So
shouldn't-
I don't think
well,
those cells
and
are going to be too
Yeah, like if it stops in the middle of a wedding ceremony, you can't be like, wait, hold on,
Stops
my
in the-
camera just stopped. You
in
have
the
to
middle
stop
of
the
a live.
ceremony. Like, no, you can't do that. And I love my GH5 because I've never had
Oh
any
my
issues
gosh.
like that. No, I'm just saying I have never had an issue with
Oh
it
my gosh,
during a
you're
wedding,
going
other than me getting a little annoyed that it looks grainy as I'm filming. Like, that's literally the only issue I've ever had with my GH5. It's super reliable. The battery life is awesome. It has never overheated on me. Like, it's gotten kind of warm sometimes when I film long interviews, but it's never shut off or anything. So I love my child, and I will be keeping him forever. But what was I going to say? I was going somewhere
we're
with.
sponsored by
I
this
was.
episode.
I was. Oh yeah, please sponsor me, man.
No, the GH5
Panasonic is sponsoring this next episode, as in my dreams, because they're not really. But I was going to say something, and I'm super upset that I can't remember. What was it?
Shucks.
Oh, but Canon just announced that they are holding off on something, right?
Apparently, they're delaying. There was a report that they're delaying shipments on the camera, and there's also talks that there could be a recall so they can remedy this issue. That was specifically stated about the R5, though. I haven't heard anything about the R6, but since both of them have had kind of like this topic looming over them for the past week, I feel like Canon should do something to address that, because
I'm glad that they're
You
already.
want to buy that camera and have it overheat like that?
No. But that's my thing. Whenever I buy something like that, I don't buy it right out of the gates. I wait.
no,
for
I
a
like to
couple
wait. I
months,
want to wait to see
give
what
it-
the reviews have.
I need it in my
Once
hands
it gets
also.
out
Like,
to the general public, because right now the only people that have it are like reviewers and YouTubers and the press and stuff. So once it gets out to the general public, I'd like to see how it performs.
I actually
with regular
know
people using it.
I actually know someone. His name's Brian. You know Brian Butterfield. You know him.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
was on
B-
his way to
B.
Picture
Ryan.
Line to pick up the R5 today.
but he didn't.
Ooh.
But no, I think he did. I don't know.
Brian,
We should
if you're
follow up.
watching
I
this,
told him, like,
let
you're
us know
my
how you
tester,
like it.
like, because we were talking yesterday. He sent me a bunch of links that I actually didn't end up watching because I fell asleep, actually. That's
Nice.
why.
Nice.
But
What a good friend.
but like it's like Tony Northrup and stuff, like just his reviews on
Yep.
it. And like he's very Canon. He's like on the R5. He wants it, but he's like nervous about it as well. Like, and I hope that there is a recall if that does happen, because then people who are buying it right now aren't just gonna be like, well, I'm screwed. Like, that sucks.
Yep.
But he, like, literally, this was like a few hours ago. I sent him that link you sent me about them doing the delays, and he's like, that is not assuring to get as I'm walking into picture line to go pick up my camera. And I was like,
Is
well,
he
good.
buying it?
Yeah, he told me he was like he was going to get it today because it just became available today, right?
We'll reach
Is that
out
true?
So, I
next
don't know.
time.
So
before
I
next
mean,
episode.
I'm assuming that he got it. I don't know, that he just said he was planning on it, and so I'm going to be in contact with him.
Well, I
Yeah,
hope
we
it
need
works
to do
out
a
for him, but I was
follow-up.
really disappointed to hear about this issue because
I was so excited.
I'm dead set. I was dead set on getting the R6 as soon as it becomes available in the stores. But if it's gonna have this kind of
Yeah.
overheating issue, I'm gonna hold off and see what Canon does or what people say
And it's
once they
been
actually
so
get their hands
long.
on it.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I have been waiting for Canon to catch up for so long,
Yeah,
because
same.
I used to shoot with Canon. Like, I never owned the cameras, but when I was in school, I was shooting with a Mark III, the 5D Mark III, for a really long time. I love that camera. It was more of a photo camera, but it still did really well with just
Yep.
like quality of video. So I loved that, and I was really used to it. And then I moved on from Slick, and we didn't really have as much gear, and so I was like, I need my own GH5. I haven't been on Canon since 2015, I'd say. But they have taken so long to catch up on the mirrorless side of things and like with video and stuff that I just basically gave up with them. And then I saw that this was happening, and they were honestly checking all of my boxes.
It really is.
And so it's really just, they need to get this overheating thing under control, and then it will be like probably the best. Like, autofocus will be there.
Pretty good.
Battery life
Autofocus,
usually
yep.
is really good with Canon. And I don't know that, and low light should be good if it's full
Yep.
frame.
So I'm curious to see what they're gonna do.
What's the megapixel count on the GH5?
20.
Really?
Yeah.
So the A7S III has less.
It has less, but it's also a full frame sensor.
It is. It's for, yeah, that's true.
So the pixels
So
are
it'll
gonna be,
be
like,
better.
massive.
It'll be better. Okay. Well, that was our annual.
Annual.
Our,
Well, probably more than annual,
our
but
weekly
weekly, bi-weekly,
tech talk.
twice.
Yeah, whatever we want.
Whenever we hear our
Whenever we
tech
talk
roundup,
together.
it's our tech talk.
That's our Tech Talk Roundup.
I don't think we. What were else? Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about a life movement that's happening to me.
What is happening? What? Where are you going with
I'm
this?
quitting my job tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well, actually, I already quit, but tomorrow is my last day at my job at Slick, which is kind of terrifying, but it's fine. It's just my job that's been my safe zone since college, essentially. Well, mid-college, I guess. And it's been the best job ever, but I meant to quit it in March, and then the pandemic happened, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get fired. And so I stayed, and also they were on a hiring freeze anyway, so I was like, well, they're not going to give this money to anyone else, let's take it. And so I stayed.
Let's take it.
I stayed longer, and I finally just decided, you know what, my mental stability is way more important. And I'm just like, I'm terrified that I'll end up on the street and not have my safe zone, because Slick is a college is a really good place to work. I will say this.
You're not going to end up on the street, so calm
I'll move
down.
in here.
You have like 3 other jobs.
You can sleep.
I have one job and a business with clients.
I've got a nice
so
porch.
That's what it is.
It's all yours.
Thanks. Anyways, but I have a little bit of nervousness, but I'm so excited because like next week, I'm gonna have more time to like edit.
Wow.
Wait, so the question is...
I'm still not gonna have a ton of time, but I'm gonna have time.
Oh, here we go, the excuse
No, but like,
immediately.
here's the thing that's been happening to me all summer, like since March, basically. It's kind of just been this guilt.
So since,
No,
Such a long
this is-
summer.
since the end of winter.
This isn't about this. Well, this isn't about editing.
Okay.
This is just like, I work from home at my job at KSL for the most part, unless I'm needed. And I would like be in like a really good flow of like working throughout the day, and then I would have this guilt like, oh, you should go to Slick. You need to go to Slick. But then like, I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyways, I'm just like, I'm going to be in one place, and I'm not going to have to leave and go to like a bunch of different driving areas and stuff. And I'm just going to be able to like wake up, work, rest, edit, sleep.
You heard it here first.
Does that make
folks.
sense? Does that?
Hold her to
Katie,
that.
I probably
your
explained
video's
it
gonna be
bad.
done next week.
Well, Katie's
Who
video is like, it's what I'm working on right now.
Who else?
so-
What else do you need to catch up on to get done? Remember when you told me you'd be caught up in February? That was
Well, no.
fun,
Here's
huh?
the thing. It was
That's a
just
long time
Katie's.
ago.
That was a long time ago.
Listen, and
Wow.
then the freaking pandemic.
Happened
2020.
a month later.
Yeah, but you still.
I know, but
you edit at home.
I was editing. Yeah, but I was unstable as heck, guys. Like, I could not focus. I didn't know what my jobs were. I was trying to keep up with everything. I know I'm behind. It's only one video that I'm behind on, though. And we know which one it
We're
is.
excited for you.
But it's
I'm
fine.
excited for
So
Katie.
it was just Katie's video that I was like behind on, and that was kind of what I've been trying to do. And I really am like, I'm working on it every single day now. But I have a lot of projects that just came out because I just shot a bunch of stuff. I have 8 interviews to edit with one of my clients, and then I have 2 full wedding videos and a promo video. So it's not that bad, but the 8 interviews is kind of a lot. And Katie's wedding. So after Katie's wedding is done, I will be moving on to the rest.
I will mute
But
your
starting
mic.
next week, I have Fridays off, so it's a full editing day.
Yay.
Do you know how exciting that is to have a
Oh
full
my
day
God.
for editing? Listen, I don't ever have full days for editing.
So loud.
I'm just
How
telling
about
you
Sunday?
that Sundays are usually my full day for editing, but there's
So you
no.
do have
but
one
it's
day.
like time. It's like cleaning. When does that get fit in? But like Friday's like my day to edit. Guys, it's exciting. Give
Get
me
off TikTok.
praise.
We're in the middle of a podcast.
She's rambling about wedding videos for
I
like
am
100th
sorry.
time. I'm not
I
listening
haven't.
to
I'm
you.
a little sleepy today. I don't know why. I'm hot and I'm tired because it's summer. But it is what it is. Anyways, I have a
It is what
I
it
have like
is.
a random question. It is what it is. There's an inside joke with that. Anyways, I had something I wanted to talk about when we were talking about the conspiracies.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So this is not relevant.
Mm.
Also, Mitch, your tree needs some help.
What do you mean?
He's got brown leaves.
They drop them all the time.
Okay, go on with your question.
Anyways, so like, question. How like good of friends are we?
It depends on the day.
I feel
True.
like pretty good.
Kinda piss me off sometimes.
Like at the but same to you, buddy.
Oh.
But anyways, like say like what if I like what would I have to do to like make you hate me that we would not be friends anymore? Like what is that thing?
I don't know. It'd have to be real bad though.
But like
Yeah.
what? How bad? Like
How does this pertain to conspiracies?
like I just thought like if I killed someone, or like
Depends on who they are.
It depends on what you do though. It would have to be a lot for me.
so you like
Because both of you are in way too deep at this point. You know what I mean?
so like if I
I
was
don't
like
know if it
a
was-
serial killer.
If you killed somebody, I'd be like, what do you want to do with the body? Like, we could drive down to Price and hide it there. Like, no one goes there.
That's not true. A lot of people go there.
Price jokes.
I want to take you to Helper actually
Absolutely not.
and show.
No.
You've already
Do
made
not
me
go.
film twice in Price for weddings.
No, I know, but I'm just saying Helper's like got art galleries.
It
and
also
coffee
takes
shops.
3 hours to get there.
Oh, it sounds adorable. I want to go.
I told
You know what?
it
You
is.
know what else? You know what
How
else
far
has
away is
that? Park City, and it's closer.
I
Well,
have bad
Park-
vibes.
Oh fuck!
Park-
What you do?
I'm just saying like Helper is actually a really cute town. It's
How-
10
how-
minutes from Price. It's
Ma'am.
it's like Price.
Absolutely
Well,
not.
Gleb he filmed in Helper, but he didn't get to see it. I was like, "Do you want to go see the coffee shop?" And he was like, "No."
I left as quickly
Yeah,
as I
he
got
did.
there.
He did. But like they have these. Well, they probably aren't doing them now. Actually, they're not because the pandemic. But hold on, I have
Where
something.
are we going?
No, I'm not going anywhere.
No.
Hopefully, or whatever she was talking
Yeah, I
about,
don't know
because
what
I
I was
cannot remember. It
talking
started
about.
15
Our
minutes ago.
bi-weekly wedding rant. Am I right,
Yeah,
folks?
basically.
Hi.
I was talking about Helper, Utah, but there wasn't a point to it. I would love to have a swimming pool in my backyard.
All right. I think we should wrap
I think
up.
it's time to
I
wrap
think
up.
we're there.
Anyways, I want to say, if you made it to the end of this video, which camera do I look at? Where are we at?
Your camera.
If you made it to the end of this video, I have a quest for you.
It's like so obvious. Especially.
I literally can't see. I don't know. We thought it'd be fun to play a game. Can you spot Ronaldo?
Sorry for all our listeners instead of viewers,
If
by the
you,
way.
oh yeah, this is only for the viewers. But if you don't know what
And
Ronaldo,
the listeners
if you
can
don't-
guess.
If you, yeah, that too, you can guess where he's sitting. But if
Is
you don't know
Ronaldo-
who Ronaldo is, it's my crystal skull. And you can reference the last video if you need to know what he looks like. But Mitch said it's really obvious, but I can't see the framing, so I don't know. They just we put him somewhere, and we're like, let's have them guess.
So dumb.
So put it in the comments if you can find him, or at least just type like
And Caitlin
Ronaldo.
will Venmo you $25.
No, we are in the negatives right now. You can Venmo me. I went into overdraft like
If you
3
find
times this
it,
week.
you can Venmo Caitlin $25.
So don't find him.
I don't get paid until Friday, and I've been in the negative like all week.
Hey, ADHD, ma'am. Look, focus here.
You can't.
Focus.
I need to wrap up.
You can't diagnose me.
I
like
can, and
that.
I just did.
Anyways,
I've known you plenty long.
thank you for tuning into our podcast.
Thank you so much for watching.
We appreciate you, and please let us know if you have any content ideas you want us to talk about. If you want to be on the show, come on. Come on.
Okay, wrap it.
I don't have. Do we have an ending statement?
We do not.
Love
We
you,
just say
bye.
thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
Ooh.